Hi beauty fam, welcome back to MikiCarrBeauty. I'm MikiCarrBeauty, and on my channel I love to talk about luxury makeup, beauty, skincare, and sometimes luxury goods. And today I'm on part 2 of my declutter. The first one I added was bronzers, and I'll link that below. I have all my powders in here in this container. I don't think I have too many compared to a lot of other people, but it's still time for me to go through my entire collection and get rid of what I'm not using, what I don't love, and things that are expired. So if this interests you, then keep watching and remember to subscribe below. So here are all the powders I have in my collection. Now these are powders that are loose and also pressed. And yeah, I have not bought too many because I've been trying to be more mindful of my spending, but I generally know what I like. Recently my Holy Grail pressed powder broke because it had been panned already. Is my most used one, which is a lot of what a lot of people like. It's the Charlotte Tilbury one. I don't know the name of it, but I am not going to repurchase it because two things that I found with that product is that when it finally pans, the sides then tend to break apart, so it's like wasted product. But also I have found the component tends to break a lot. So I don't like that it's deemed as luxury beauty and then it keeps falling apart like the component. So I'm going to continue looking for kind of another pressed powder. One pressed powder that I'm looking at is Addiction Tokyo, and let me know if you recommend that. I think I just might go ahead and pick it up, but we'll go through this first before I even think about buying anything else. So I'll show you what I'm not going to get rid of, and I'm so sorry this is getting gross. I think I just might wash this. This is the Westman Atelier powder, and this is in, what is the name of this product? The Vital Press Skin Care powder in Pink Bubble. Love their packaging. As some of you know, they just have the best packaging. It's pretty heavy. I don't want to travel with this, but it's so pretty. Look how beautiful that is. It is, I think, sustainable in that once I'm done I can poke this out and then replace it, and this is what it looks like. Again, I use my makeup, I don't keep it in pristine condition. So this is the Westman Atelier Pink Bubble. It's basically a pink powder, and I decided to get this because I know that the Pat McGrath came out with one and didn't get good reviews. A lot of you had chimed in and said, hey, try the Westman Atelier one, and you let me know that you liked it because it wasn't drying, whereas some other ones are, because there's a little bit of oil in here. I've been reaching for this, and it's not I would say I love it for every day. It's not like one I would use if I was going to an event or I wanted like a really like snatched finish or an editorial look. This is like my everyday, and I've been using this. I love it. Yeah, I've been loving this product a lot. So when I do want more of a finished look or evening look, I will reach for my Pat McGrath Labs, and I have 3 of these. These come in 4 shades: the light, medium, deep, and then yellow. And I have all of them except for the deep, and I love these. These are, I've bought these several times. The thing to watch with these, as some of you know, is that the package, I'm going to show you here, if you drop it at least once, it tends to crack. So that is kind of the thing about powders, just kind of like what I was saying earlier with even Charlotte Tilbury, that depending, I think this might be baked. Where is this made? Yeah, in Italy. So it's the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection. This is the medium one, and when I'm lighter, actually this is like my perfect shade. I love this one. So I'm such a sucker. I love this so much that I will likely buy it again, but I'm gonna try, I think, Addiction Tokyo to see if I can get a match to this. I love this product when I want a full coverage, like full under eye, like just smooth everything editorial. I will reach for Pat McGrath. So I have it in medium, light, and yellow. Let me show you the 3 shades. I like using the shade light when I powder down my crease, just so I can get like a really more light base. Again, you can see where I cracked it here. So that's one faulty thing about Pat McGrath, about this product. I have to be really careful because I don't like these like pod disc, these like kind of small packages, because it tends to slip out of my hand, and it is light. This is a light package. I don't drop this one as much. This one, because it's so light, it's a little like chintzy, and I've dropped these, and so I feel like if these are luxury beauty, I wish these were a little bit more weighted. It comes with a mirror, which is it's kind of stupid. Look how small this is. This is like a useless mirror compared to the Westman Atelier mirror. They just did it better. So if you like a powder that's comparable to Westman or to Pat McGrath, let me know. I can't find any other one that's comparable to this, so I'm gonna keep buying it. Light is yellow, and then medium. I just always find like I have to be really, really careful with me opening these. So medium. I think this is yellow, and then this is light. Again, they tend to write. Maybe I should try the deep one. I don't know. Let me know, beauty fam. Yeah, I have those three. I'm not getting rid of them because I don't know what else to replace it with. I am going to get rid of this one. This is the Becca Cosmetics. What is this called? The Becca Cosmetics Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. It is supposed to be translucent, but it's too light. And I don't like the feeling of this product. I think it might be talc free, but I think it might be like cornstarch. I just don't like the way it feels under my skin. It's almost too drying. This was a favorite of Mel Thompson, so, and I just don't reach for it anymore. Okay, and then let me grab two of these. These are similar. This is the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. I love this one. This is in the shade light medium. I love the original one in the hummingbird packaging. They did not make that one again. It was a little bit more yellow, so I wish they brought that back, but this is a wonderful finishing powder. I'll do one side and then I'll do the other. So this is like a BK Beauty 105. Such a beautiful finishing powder. Just kind of blurs everything, pulls it all together. You know, I've bought this probably 3 different times and replaced this. This is not going anywhere. And then I have the Sisley blurring powder, which is, in my experience of like my preferences, I don't think it's as good as the Chantecaille, but it's really good still. This is the Blur Expert. I'm cleaning out this brush here, and I'll blur on the other side. I like this better underneath my foundation when I want more of a like perfected look. This, so you can see. They're both really beautiful. I think this is more, I feel like the Sisley has more of a natural look. You let me know. I prefer the Chantecaille, but they're just both beautiful. I'm not getting rid of any of these. Okay, so I ended up getting this in PR. This is the Florasis Gorgeous Peach Blossom Silk Powder. Oops. I think it's pretty. I just don't ever reach for it. And this is what it looks like. It's just okay. I'm, pretty picky about powders. It's pretty silky, so I'm gonna see if I can rehome this to somebody who will appreciate it. Beautiful packaging though. Okay, now we're down to loose powders. And loose powders are different than finished powders versus setting powders. And setting powders are just kind of like lock in kind of the look, especially if you put down cream products or foundation. It's a little bit tacky, so if you want things to, just be powdered, you would reach for a setting powder. I'm sorry, I'm not being very articulate about that, but I'm sure there's other people who can explain the difference better. My favorite loose powder is the Sisley to Matte, and I just love the way this looks on my face. Like, it looks so natural. It doesn't have a smell. And I've tried so many loose powders. I've tried Huda Beauty. I'm trying to think what else I tried. Pat McGrath, and this is the one that I come back to. Oh, I've tried Chantecaille. Sisley Matte 2 is a bit too light, and I can go to, I think, this shade 3 on those summer, but I don't want to buy 2 of these because these are pretty spendy. But this is probably my favorite and most used and most repurchased loose powder. And this is the mechanism. I'm going to clean it for you because it looks really gross. So this is the mechanism. It has a mirror and a puff, and then you do have to shake it. It does get messy, but it's such a wonderful powder that I tolerate it, and that is my favorite loose powder. Now I'm down to 2. One of these has to go. So, because I don't need 3 loose powders. I have the Givenchy Prisme Libre, and this is in the shade 4 Mousseline Acidulé. And then there is the Orsay Come Closer Setting Powder. What I love about the Orsay is that it's not made with talc or mica. And so this is definitely better for like healthier and a bit more like better for us. It's made in the USA. What I love about this is actually the packaging more than the formula. And it has this little well here. I love it. And what I think I'm going to do is probably get rid of the powder and just keep this mechanism, because I love to tap powder into this because it's like the perfect like dome shape. So I will not get rid of the packaging, but I'm going to get rid of the product, probably the bottom. And unfortunately I can't take this apart. What I was thinking of at one point, I wanted to take this apart and put this product of Sisley into here because I really dislike their packaging, but I love this packaging, but not really over the moon about the powder. It's just the way it finishes. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think the Sisley one is better. Also, I think Orsay only comes in 1 shade, which I kind of don't like. And it's an Asian American or Asian owned brand, which I want to support, but at the same time, like, why did they only do 1 shade? It's just kind of disappointing. And I've tried their foundation. I love the different shades, but the formula is way too thick for me. And I can feel it on my face. I didn't really like it, so I gave it to another friend who has Asian descent, so I gave that to her. Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of the powder, but keep the mechanism. And I think I'm going to keep my Givenchy Prisme Libre. This is when I have an event and I want to look like really like just like porcelain doll like, I will reach for the Givenchy Prisme Libre. And this is probably more of my winter shade. It's a little bit too light, but I tend to have some redness in my skin, so I love that this kind of neutralizes any discoloration I have. The one thing I don't like about this, packaging super luxe, and then you have this Givenchy puff, and then it ends up, the product ends up on here with the G, super cute, is the smell. And luckily it's dissipated through the year. I've actually kept it open to get rid of the perfume, but when you buy this new boy, I really dislike the perfume in here. It's just way too much. It like is on the spectrum of kind of like Guerlain, but I would say that like once this is done, I'm not going to repurchase this because I don't like the scent, but I love the powder. So if they made this scent free, I would like buy this again, but once this is done, I'm not repurchasing. I wouldn't repurchase this. I've already repurchased this one. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, beauty fam. Okay, not bad. I'm getting rid of 3 powders. I totaled 11. I only got rid of 3. Not bad. It would have been nice if I got rid of like 5 or 6, but it is what it is. I mean, I use each of these depending on the season, so that's that. Okay, so here is where the powder goes. Let's put the powder, I put the loose powder here, and then, let's see, maybe I'll move this over. I tend to grab these more often, these ones here. And then I usually put my eye brush there because I don't want to spend time looking for it. The finishing powder I can put here. Yep, I'm gonna do that, and that looks great. Okay, the powder goes here, and then the bronzers are here. Okay, I hope that was helpful, beauty fam. That was part 2 of my declutter. I'm trying to go through my entire collection to filter out what I don't need, give away, and then just throw away what's old. And then the next one will be highlighters. My previous one of bronzers I'll pin below. Okay, and as always, please be very kind with yourself and others, beauty fam, and just be you. Until the next video, remember to subscribe, comment, and like below, helps me out. And then until the next video, take good care, beauty fam, take good care, bye.